If you are a company secretary, general counsel, a director, executive, or a compliance professional, then you're in a unique position to learn and use one of the most crucial yet underutilized skills in the governance repertoire. The skill of asking the right questions that could save your company millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Hi, my name is Christo Norden-Powers. I'm a former trial lawyer and a director of the Melbourne-based consultancy Spunda Proprietary Limited. During the past 30 years, I've consulted to companies in Australia, UK and Asia in relation to corporate culture and governance. My legal background taught me a lot about asking questions, and I've been fortunate to have been able to translate that skill into a powerful methodology for companies and corporate leaders to apply to governance and decision-making processes. In 2004, I developed a specific questioning skills workshop for boards and executives, which I've since delivered for the Australian Institute of Company Directors, the Governance Institute of Australia, and the Institute of Chartered Accountants Australia, as well as for Spunda's own clients. The inspiration for that workshop arose from the National Australia Bank's foreign exchange loss in 2004, where they lost $300 million due to Forex trading irregularities. That loss, or at least a substantial component of it, might have been avoided if the right questions had been asked at one of the bank's risk management executive committees when a market risk report was received from the Forex desk in November 2003. Several questions were all that was needed to highlight the risk and possibly prevent losing hundreds of millions of dollars. As a result of the loss, key executives were replaced, share value was impacted, and the bank embarked on an expensive cultural change process. The National Australia Bank loss is not an isolated case. In 2001, HIH Insurance collapsed with $5 billion of debt, partly because the HIH culture discouraged questioning or challenging of the decisions of the HIH leadership. In the meantime, a time bomb was ticking at ANZ Bank. The ANZ and Merrill Lynch paid a settlement of over $220 million as a result of what is known as the OPES Prime collapse. The issue for the ANZ originated from the failure to ask and answer one question that might have identified risks of equity finance and reduced the bank's exposure to claims. Those examples were followed by the infamous James Hardie case. That is another example of failure to ask 2 or 3 questions that could have led the directors to rewrite the misleading media release that eventually caused directors to be replaced and a massive hit to the company's share price. And of course there is Centro. 1 or 2 questions about the classification of liabilities would probably have been sufficient to prevent the approval of the company's accounts and save the company $200 million in a class action settlement. Now, these are some of the companies that made big headlines. There are many other companies, large, medium, and small, that lose many millions of dollars for exactly the same reason. The right questions are not asked. And in most cases, the company's leaders are not aware that they could have asked a question that would have prevented loss. The managing director of a company with a $100 million turnover attended one of the Powerful Questions workshops and presented a report to the people at his table. And with no background knowledge of the company and having learned the Powerful Questions skills, the people at his table asked the one question that the managing director's own executive team should have asked 3 months earlier. And in those 3 months, the company lost $5 million because none of its executives had asked that question. So, how did the participants at the workshop ask the right questions when they knew nothing about the background of the companies? The judge in the Centro case gave a clue, and he said that it's essential to be able to turn one's mind towards the issue. He referred to that as an inquiring mind. That is a process, a subtle process and mindset. It requires a slightly different way of reading, of listening, and of processing information. A different state of awareness, a focus on how language is used, not just the meaning or content of the language. The secret to being able to ask those questions is to recognize the subtle language patterns that people use when they've not thought things through clearly, or are avoiding responsibility, or when they're pulling the wool over your eyes or hiding facts, or trying to persuade you to take a course of action that may not be as beneficial as might appear on the surface. And then once you spot those patterns in a document or conversation, to to then target those patterns with questions that cut to the heart of the issue, reduce risk, reduce losses, and develop new solutions and opportunities. Now that's what you will learn in the Powerful Questions workshop. We make it very easy. You'll learn exactly what those patterns are and exactly which questions will shift those patterns and enable you to get to the facts, find and fix flaws in reports and strategies, shift the way people think, clarify communication, get people to take responsibility, and much more. What it means is that you can ask insightful, powerful questions that influence better outcomes simply by observing how language is used, even if you don't understand the technical issues that are being discussed. The principle is simple. The language you use reflects our thinking process as well as the contents of our thoughts and perspectives. Our thoughts, perspectives, beliefs, and assumptions are usually where the problems arise. The Powerful Questions restructure those thoughts and assumptions quickly and cleanly for better results. You'll be able to use the Powerful Questions in many situations, in meetings, discussions, negotiations, delegating, conflict resolution, generating accountability, empowering people, and improving strategy and solutions, and identifying risks. The Powerful Questions are a highly effective influencing skill designed to produce positive results. They help you keep meetings on track. They enable you to get accurate facts fast using a 3-step process that elegantly cuts through BS, interpretations, and assumptions. They deliver verifiable information on which you can base better decisions and provide advice. They are a very effective way to build a more open, transparent, collaborative, accountable and proactive culture grounded in integrity and solutions focused. In short, you'll find that your job is made much, much easier every day in almost any situation where you have to communicate with others. Until now, you could only attend this unique workshop in live in-house sessions. That option is still available, but we now have made the workshop available in short modules online so that you can attend from the convenience of your own computer or mobile device from anywhere. This skill will make a big difference to you and your organization. Just click on the link to find out more or to secure your seat at the online workshop. I look forward to seeing you there.